Hey everyone, it's Maureen Hancock, and welcome to the module on intuition nutrition. I'm sure you've heard all the hype about eating clean. You've probably even tried many different diets like I have. The Whole30, I got to the half 15. I wanted to eat my lab's arm without carbs. I've tried keto. I've tried Atkins and various others. The bottom line is, if you start to write down what you're eating, how it makes you feel, and start to recognize the foggy-headedness, lethargy, and just feeling like you can't get out of bed each day, you know something isn't jiving right with your nutrition. So today I want to talk about different ways that you can change things, and you can start to recognize that you are a clearer channel, not only for intuition, but to receive messages, to recognize when you're not alone, and to just know that you're being guided. So most of Americans' diets are filled with sugar, and sugar is inflammatory, and it's going to bring out pain in the joints, the foggy headedness that I discussed, and things like that. So, carbs will raise your glycemic index, where you have this constant rise and fall in the glycemic index in your body. And we tend to drink a lot of caffeine or consume it, and that's going to bring adrenal exhaustion. You might notice low back pain, knee pain. That's on the Chinese clock between 3 and 4 in the afternoon, where you feel like you need a pick-me-up. Maybe it's a second or third cup of coffee. Maybe it's a piece of chocolate or some sweets our body craves. But you can break that cycle. I do little to no caffeine. The only caffeine I get is through chocolate. I can't help it. That's my one downfall. So I try to eat dark chocolate, which actually has many benefits for you. So, and when you're eating the milk chocolate and the one that tastes better, you're definitely getting more fat and sugar in the body. So intuition nutrition I created a few years back, and I was actually going to be on the Chew presenting some recipes, which I'll talk about today, to help you get more clear-minded and to take back control. So growing up, I just never liked red meat. It was just always a thing. I didn't like steaks and burgers or any red meat. On very rare occasion now, I'll have a hamburger or something, because red meat is also known to ground you after doing spirit readings. And my good friend John Holland told me that. But I don't really like it. And think about the energy that is in what you eat. So when you look at red meat and that denseness, and just imagine the energy from that animal. Now, I'm not a vegetarian, but I will tell you this. Think about, and maybe just jot down what you eat, the protein that you consume, and try not to eat more than about maybe 4 ounces. And that really looks like that. So it's kind of small, because you don't want to overdo it. But chicken, so you have red meat at the highest density, right? And not to get all woo-woo, but they're holding on to the energy of when they had to be processed. And then chickens and fish, and I do eat a diet high in chicken and fish. And speaking of fish, if you can eat the more oily fish on occasion, which would be salmon, swordfish, and sometimes tuna, but you want to be careful of the mercury that's in the tuna. But something like wild salmon. Now, you always want to buy wild if you can, if you have a choice. Farm raised, it's definitely somewhat dirty and raised and not the best environment, but you can check out those videos on YouTube. But wild salmon has a lot of omega-3s and 6s, and those are the oils that you want. And if you take fish pills, omega-3 and 6, it's an anti-inflammatory. It's natural. I give it to my patients who are in comas or have any kind of concussion or brain injury, because it is great for inflammation in the brain as well. But it's really great for inflammation throughout the body if you happen to have any pain in the joints and things like that. So try to eat fish that is wild and that has the omega-6s and 3s in it. And, you know, I'll eat like the white flaky fish like a cod or sole and things like that. And I just won't put, what I love is like Ritz crackers and butter all over it. I'll try to just do a little salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of olive oil, and some lemon. So lemon is great too to detoxify the body, and it's great for nausea and things like that. A lot of pregnant women will drink or eat things that have a lemon base to help with their nausea. Just a little fun fact. But yeah, if you're gonna do eating clean and you're gonna start off keeping a list, and maybe your first 3 days try to stay away from fruit, just so that you can do what I call like a reset of the pancreas, so that you can get back to a leveled off sort of sugar level, a glycemic index, and you'll notice a difference. And it's really crazy when you try to stop sugar, how much you crave it. But I promise you, if you can get past the first 3 days, you won't even crave it. You won't think about it constantly like I do when I can't have chocolate. And it's best to keep a diary, so I highly suggest that. Day 1, talk about you know, what you've eaten for the day. When you get to see that on paper, it really helps you to reflect and be honest, okay? Because I'll know, because I'm psychic. But to write about that, what you're eating, the times, the amounts, and if you can look up, you can download an app for Calorie Counter or Carb Tracker, things like that, and write down the carbs in it, because that's sugar, okay, and the calories and the fat content and the saturated fat. But you'll get used to it. After a while, you'll realize, wow, okay, this has a low sugar in it, and I can do it. And I try to keep under 10 grams. I try to do that for the day, actually. But if you want to try to find snacks that are under 10 grams of sugar, that's great. Be careful when you see sugar alcohol and things like that. Take a look at the ingredients. I don't like sorbitol and I don't like aspartame. They're the sugar substitutes that are not good for anybody. They're not good for you, and I feel like they can contribute to cause illness. So like I just bought some fudgicles for my son who's trying to diet. And he's like, yeah, you know, they're low in fat and calories, and it's all over the packaging, until, you know, low sugar, 100 calories. And then I looked on the back, and sure enough, aspartame. In the trash. So, but getting back to that log that you keep, I also want you to write down how you feel. Like the first day, oh, you know, I basically want to sell my first child for some sugar or chocolate. The second day, okay, not as bad, but I find it's all I think about. I need to check in with myself. And the third day, okay, I feel a little bit better and I have more energy. So that's what you're going to notice the most, that you have more energy. That by eating clean, you're going to notice that the thoughts come more easily. You're getting a good night's sleep. Keep track of that as well. Your sleep cycles, add that to the bottom of your journal. What's it like for you? The first couple of nights you might have a lot of weird dreams as you detox. Drink that lemon water. Flush out all the toxins in your system. If you can do that, I just put lemon on everything. And you'll raise your vibration. So our point in doing this and eating for our intuition, the intuition nutrition is to raise our vibration, not our glycemic index, okay? So when you're eating clean and you're eating things like, fresh organic veggies, whenever you can, get organic, because it's not covered in the pesticides and the herbicides and things like that. And Amazon Fresh has decent pricing on that. I'll go to Market Basket. They have a decent, inexpensive organic section. Whenever you can, try to do that, okay, so that you're not building up the toxins in your body and in your system. And when you think about the energy centers in the body, the chakras, the 7 major energy centers of the root chakra, just below your pelvic area, right on the center line. Then your navel chakra, right in the navel area, the belly button. The solar plexus just below the sternum, right here. The heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. So they all have corresponding colors. And when you do meditations, and that's in another module, I'm talking about the colors that correspond, which are the colors of the rainbow. I learned this in school. I don't know about you. Roy G. Biv. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So I try to buy and prepare meals that have the colors of the chakras in the veggies. So I want to talk about one of the recipes that I just kind of created, super easy. So wild salmon, try to portion it out. If you get a big hunk, cut it in half. The next day you can put it on your salad. And I literally just bake it. I put just a little bit of olive oil on the top so it doesn't dry out. I'll do salt and pepper and some lemon. If you want to cheat a little bit with fat content, you can do a tablespoon of mayo, a tablespoon of Dijon, a little bit of soy sauce, which we're trying to stay away from the soy and anything that's fermented like that. But if you want to do a little cheat, you can do that, mix it up, and put some dill on it. The other recipe I just mentioned that's more clean with just a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and lemon, you can sprinkle dill on that. It's an herb and you can pick it up anywhere, and that really gives it a nice flavor. And then I'll do a blend of veggies. So I'll do all the colors of like peppers, so green and orange and red peppers for those chakras, for purple for the crown. If I can find purple cauliflower, really cool, I'll make cauliflower rice. So rather than pay $5 for this little tub of cauliflower rice, buy some cauliflower, put it in the blender, and you have cauliflower rice, which you can use in place of rice. And so that's what I'll do. I'll have the cauliflower rice. I'll put all kinds of chopped veggies in it that correspond to the colors of the chakras. So maybe some zucchini, some summer squash, broccoli for the green. So you can pretty much play around with that. Orange could be a pepper. It could be chopped carrots. Carrots have a little bit of a high sugar content, but it's more natural sugar. So in moderation is fine. But I'll do that, and it looks really pretty with the cauliflower rice and all the veggies, and I saute that with some coconut oil, which is way better for you. I even have this like coconut paste that I bought, and I use it in everything, and I was never a fan of coconut, so if you don't like coconut, you may like this. And it's super, super yummy. If I'm gonna use a little bit of salt, it'll be pink Himalayan salt. That's the best salt to have on hand. It's just more natural, and think about the source, right? And the iodine content and whatnot. So I'll just fry that up a little coconut oil. If I don't have that, I'll use just a little bit of olive oil. And sometimes I definitely will cheat and do a little bit of gluten-free soy sauce. And it's really very simple. So that's one example. And for instance, last night I made a cauliflower rice dish for my son, and I put rotisserie chicken in it. And I just kind of peeled off pieces of that and the rice, and I had some chopped peppers and a little bit of broccoli too. So he loves the broccolini, and I'll use the Kerry butter, which you know, you think about, oh, butter, I have to stay away from butter, but you know, this is getting back to you know, whole foods and natural foods. And even though, you know, yes, it has that fat content, you can allow your body to have some fat, and you need that for your brain anyway, and just for proper functioning within the body. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. So, so I want to also mention, and I drive this home at all my classes, water, water, water. They say that you should drink half your body weight in water, which would be great if you had time, but if I could just beg you to drink at least, you know, 4 8-ounce glasses a day. Try to stay away from the bottled water, just especially if it's been sitting in the sun and you have that the chemicals that kind of seep in and whatnot, but don't get all crazy about it. But if you can just grab one of those, you know, steel little glass containers, I try to use that with the cover and bring that everywhere you go. And I just don't like the plastic bottled water. But anyway, try to drink at least 4 to 6 of those a day. You'll notice a difference. When you start to get thirsty, it's too late. You're already in the first stages of dehydration. Dehydration is going to give you those headaches. It's going to give you the tight neck and the muscle stiffness. Think about not enough water in the body, and your muscles will be like elastics, but dried out elastics, and the joints will start to hurt because they don't have like the synovial fluid that it needs to move, and it's just not going to be ideal for you. So notice a difference. If you really, really promise me this, take 5 days and change your diet. 5 days can change your life. How about that? I just made that up. Drink a ton of water, try to eat clean, and with that, when you go to grab something sweet like a bowl of cereal or cookies and, you know, just mashed potatoes and white rice and things that are going to raise your glycemic index and the sugar content, which then processes to fat in the body. So you may notice that, you know, your belly is inflamed. Sugar equals inflammation. My good colleague, friend, Markman Cola, has some great books too on eating whole. So check out Dr. Mark, M-A-R-K, Min Cola, M-I-N-C-O-L-L-A. He's local to me in Massachusetts, and he's just brilliant, and I love following his Facebook page for all his stories of healing cancer and illness and how he does it through this clean eating and trying to, Mark always says that you shouldn't eat the yolks of eggs. Nuts have a lot of mold in them. I still eat them. I love almonds, but this is advice that you can try out, that you can check out. And he also talks about things that are fermented, like there's in certain salad dressings and the soy sauce and pickle juice and things like that. So that's a little bit more extreme when you're really trying to heal illness in the body. So check him out for more advice, and definitely read his books. And also, I want to just recap too of the journal that you're going to keep. So every day I want you to write out what you eat. If you don't want to write it out, there's plenty of apps out there. I had one that I would enter everything I ate because I'm always on the go. You probably are too. And at the end of the day, I would tally it up for calories, fat intake, the carbs, things like that, so that I could watch my carbs. Because it really kind of, I packed on the pounds after my mom passed, and that's part of grief too. Either you can't eat or you eat too much and you're eating all the wrong things because you're kind of trying to make yourself feel better by eating chocolate and things like that. So keep track. I want to take a look at your week and have you report back to me. and I can give you advice too, and I'll take a quick look, and if you need advice on what you're not eating correctly, what you could probably do away with and whatnot. So here's a day in the life of me. So I wake up and I immediately drink a glass of water with a half a lemon in it. That's going to detox. It's going to help with elimination. I have curse of the Irish colon, so I need help with that. And you really need, everybody is lacking fiber as well. That is huge. That's why so many Americans have stomach dis-ease or disease, right, in the body, that they can't go or they go too much. I had a lot of IBS, and when I cut out a lot of the carbs, my IBS stopped and my GERD stopped. So a lot of the carbs will give you the acid reflux. I'm telling you, it'll go away. So then I have a shake. I do a protein shake. I like Shakeology. I've been doing that for about 6 years, and it's hard on some people's stomachs. I'm thinking, because it has a lot of different, greens and the spirulina, and it has everything, probiotics, prebiotics, and don't let me forget to tell you, I'm going to do it right now, a probiotic every morning will help the flora and fauna in your stomach to help with digestion, and it helps you lose weight if that's a goal for you, and with inflammation and your immune system, and I could go on and on. I have to do a class just on probiotics. Find the one that's right for you. Don't overdo it, but it will definitely help you. So Shakeology also has like maca maca, and I'm making this up, haku haku, kaku kaku, but it has all these great amazing like herbs and things from like Peru and Brazil and all the rainforests and whatnot. And the thing that I think that upset my stomach in the beginning with Shakeology is the whey protein. That bothers some people's stomach. I got used to it, so I put just a little piece of banana in it and some blueberries with 2 ice cubes. I sometimes will do strawberries, sometimes throw in some pineapple, watermelon, you name it. You don't want to overdo it with the fruit, because then the glycemic index goes up, and the Shakeology has a low glycemic index. I think it's 7 grams of sugar in one shake, or 6. And then the other shake that I absolutely love, I'm obsessed with, is by Busy Gold. Busy has created the booty yoga craze, BUTI. I'm certified, and I love booty yoga because it's dance yoga, keeps you moving, whatnot. But I do her shake called Golden Ratio, and it's pea protein with collagen and fiber. Both of them have a lot of fiber, which I love. And same thing, blueberries. Actually, I'll skip the banana. Banana can be fattening, and that's my goal, to try to lose some weight. But I'll do some blueberries and almond milk and a couple of ice cubes. I only use almond milk. So dairy is also, it's very dampening for the spleen in Chinese medicine, for your stomach. Dairy also, you might notice that your tongue will be white. And I don't just mean because it's white milk, but you have like what's called moss on the tongue. And, I studied Chinese medicine for years, if you're wondering. And I'm a shiatsu practitioner. But dairy also can cause pain in the joints and build up as well. And just this, I love milk. I absolutely love milk, but it's just not, I feel like it's just not doing it for me. So these are all just my opinions, but there's some substances in milk that you can Google, what's up with milk, and check it out, because there's certain substances in there that it's the casein, I might not be pronouncing it right. It's not good for your body, my opinion. So I use almond milk. So then let's get to lunch. I'll do a nice salad with some rotisserie chicken. I always have to have a protein with my veggies or salad and whatnot, because it balances it out. So I'll usually do a salad, or I might have some sashimi, which is like the sushi without the rice. I'll do like seaweed salad. I'm having lunch right now and I just want to show you the seaweed salad. Lots of greens, yummy. And that does have the fermented stuff in it though. And then for dinner, I'll have a nice meal with a bunch of veggies with the protein, maybe a fish, chicken. Once in a while for my son, I'll do a very lean meat, like a filet mignon or something. I don't eat that, but you know, sometimes you have to eat for your blood type too. And O positives, that's me, that's my son. Sometimes we need red meat. So, but I have noticed a vegetarian diet will bring you the most clarity. I'm just saying, if you ever wanted to try it, I'm not a vegetarian, like I said in the beginning, but that dinner, you know, sometimes it can get a little bit boring, so mix it up with, you know, maybe some bok choy, or maybe you're doing kale, you know, fried up in a pan with some sweet potatoes and things like that. So sweet potatoes still a little bit higher with the sugar intake, but it's one of your options that you can, like yams, and they're really good for cooling of yang in the body, the heat in the body, things like that. So try it out. I want your feedback, everybody. Drink a lot of water. Make sure that with Intuition Nutrition, there's always an exercise piece, even if it's just going for a walk. Get out in nature, doing your meditations, trying to help you clear out. So it's not just about what you put into your body, it's how you treat your body. So think of this as the vessel, as your car, right? You want to change the oil. You want to take care of this, and you'll sleep better. Your immune system will increase through your change in diet. You'll have more energy. You won't have adrenal exhaustion, things like that. So try it out. I hope this was helpful for you. I'm going to share recipes on the private community page. So check them out, give it a try, and give me some feedback. Intuition Nutrition, all the way. Mwah.